I'm their representative, class representative, year one.
That is interesting. You're in first year?
First year.
How do you find Makerere University given the fact that you're in the last semester of year one now?
Yeah, Makerere would be interesting. It's a very good university. But again, as any setting, any system, there are challenges that need to be addressed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I really look forward to having a very, very fruitful discussion and engagements right to here with you and the entire team. So, Madam Atiang, where are you coming from?
First of all, a very wonderful afternoon to everyone in the studio and out there listening. My name is Atiang Anna Innocentia. I'm a student at College of Business and Management Science, that is Cobans, doing Bachelor's in Business Administration, that is year one. As the host has asked where I've been, I'm coming in from an ongoing event that is a handover party for the Makerere University Government-Sponsored Students Association.
Wow. I must say, you guys are having a good time in Makerere.
Yeah, why not? Makerere.
Well, that is very interesting. Thank you so much, Honorable Atiang, for coming through for this talk show. And I really look forward to having a very, very good discussion with you, two, four people right here with me, as far as this topic of discussion is very, very concerned. Of course, remember, when you talk about topic of discussion, we are looking at bringing about using words, our communication skills to change and maybe put in some things that can help the university, politics, the leadership and stuff to help one another. There are so many people outside there who maybe weren't interested in this kind of politics here and there, but of course with this they'll be in position to catch one or two. Okay, thank you so much for coming through and thank you for respecting the invite of being here on time, though we're a little bit late, but to get it out. So Honorable Kennedy, how are you, my brother? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You're good?
Great. I'm good, sir.
You're good? Okay.
I'm good, sir.
All right, that is good. So how have you been?
Okay. I've been fine. I've been having out of engagements here and there at the hall, at the college.
Get a microphone close to your mouth, okay?
I've been having out of engagements
at
the college, at the university, trying to communicate with different leaders here and here. Yeah, I've been alive.
Okay.
Been alive.
So how is the Corners?
Corners is okay. My name is Rebecca Kennedy Chaze. I'm the class representative of the students of Bachelors of Sciences in Conservation Biology. And I'm here to represent Corners and myself to have talk on this view, this theme today of redefining university leadership and legacy, building a legacy
and influence.
Innovation and influence.
Wow, that is great. Thank you so much. I really look forward to having a very good discussion with you people right here, Honorable Chazi. So right here, the last person as far as introduction is concerned. How are you, madam?
I'm fine, thank you.
First of all, I must applaud you for keeping time. You are among the first people who came here on time. That's very interesting.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so how is the School of Law as you introduce yourself?
I'm Nasu Nasara, first year student at School of Law. My journey so far at School of Law, so far so good. It's fair.
Okay.
As many may say, that the Bachelor's of Law is quite hard, but it is worth a challenge.
Okay.
Everyone should try. Thank you.
I love that motivational part of it. So can I say all of you are first year students? Wow, this is very interesting. Or maybe let me hear from one. Okay, it's fine then. Thank you to get it out. Let's continue with our program. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming through for this talk show. I really appreciate your time that you've spared. But today, I want us to look into this topic of discussion tonight, and that is redefining the university leadership. Of course, when you look at innovation, influence, and also the other part of it, which is building a legacy. Maybe let me start with my dear honorable here, Sarah. how does it mean to build a lasting legacy according to you? And when you look into, I want to narrow it to the School of Law, because I trust that's where you find most of your time, that's where you find your peace, that's where you always be. So how does it mean to build a lasting legacy in university leadership? Because I know in case you're coming for leadership, maybe in elective politics here in Makerere, you'll be representing the people of School of Law. So how does it mean to build a legacy in this leadership?
Yeah, thank you. First, I had a little quotes in regards to legacy. And one Miles Moreno, that the greatest act of leadership is mentoring. If you want that what you do doesn't die with you, then your failure to mentor would define whether you are right leader. That true leadership is measured by what happens after you die. Then another by Nelson Mandela. What counts in life is no mere fact that we have lived, it is the difference we have made to live of others that will determine the significance we lead. And truly, building a legacy begins with you as a person.
Okay.
As you come into Makerere, everyone wants the Lord God. As Benny said, that Makerere is the one that chooses you. You don't choose it. So once God grants you the chance to make it to Makerere.
I love that saying. I've always heard it from several people, but I'm here to identify where exactly does that word come from. Is it true Makerere chooses the people and not the people choosing them? Or let's first go on.
Yeah, truly, I for one, for bachelors of law, it's Makerere
that chose you.
Yeah. But regardless, you may have your 20 points, but come for pre-entries and pre-entries level you.
Baby.
Yeah. So once you are admitted, you are registered as a student at Makerere. You have a goal. Yes, you are all here from academics, but you also have something like, Makerere has nurtured many leaders. Regardless, right now we are in a crisis of some freedoms have been literally infringed. But you, as one, you have to look for a way out. In relation to our
topic of discussion.
Yeah, that's the innovation part, how it comes out. If they have limited the time for the wearing, if they have limited you to express yourself freely, how best can you use the alternative means? Maybe. I thank you all for this platform. Use here, speak out, Twitter, the X handles you may have, TikTok, those social media handles, you can use them. And as you say that building a legacy, I do feel that leadership is all about influence. Nothing more and less. That is by one John C. Maxwell in his book, The Two Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. That you shouldn't really wait to get the posts. Currently, it's from the constitution of the Makerere Guild. A year one, you can't have a post. At most, class representative, for my friend here, maybe she has a post on the Makerere government students. You have to make a way. If you want to be a leader, it's your personality first that you have to work on.
Okay, thank you so much. From what I've learned from your speech, does it mean, are you trying to say that building a legacy starts with you yourself, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. I'll get back to you, Honorable Sarah. Thank you so much for that beautiful submission. And I'm telling you, it's 38 minutes past the hour of midday, and I'm telling you, it's getting right heated here. So for those ones who are listening to us, we are streaming live. Please make sure that you drop in your opinions, your comments, and what you have to let the people outside there know about the topic of discussion today. Do not feel a little bit embarrassed or demotivated to text us on WhatsApp here, and we shall be positioned to share your ideas and opinions. Ladies first, men, you understand that? Allow me talk to Honorable. This question cuts across. All of us are going to give me what opinions you have about building, what it means to build a legacy, given the fact that at the beginning I got to notice that all of you actually are first year students, which is very beautiful. It shows where Makerere is leading, like is heading as far as leadership is concerned, and the people who are mentally upright and willing to make a change right here politically and as far as legacy building, influence and innovation is concerned. So Madam Atiang, how does it mean to build a legacy in the Makerere, in the university leadership, and how can you as a leader prioritize it? How can you as a leader prioritize after making, like, you understand what it means, how it means to build a legacy, and how would you prioritize it as a leader?
Good afternoon once again. My name is Atiang Anna Innocensha, student at Cobams, BBA Year 1. Luckily enough, serving as the 11th executive representative at college for the government students. Then also I am currently a class representative. So, or right away to our topic of discussion, that is how to prioritize legacy. Yes.
Yes, sure.
One, coming up with the issue of legacy, it starts with you, a person, and how you go about it is basically knowing. Currently, like at Makerere University, I can come in and I'd be like, by the time I leave Makerere, I have to achieve this, or I must live with this, and that, apart from the degree that I will take home. But then, how do you build on the journey of having a legacy or living a legacy? One, you have to know the university background, history, and the reputation that it holds. Yeah, like currently, like at Makerere University, we know that in the old days, we know that Makerere was that university that was so chaotic and known everywhere. It is one of the
chaotic as in violence,
violence,
as in strikes or something
and
else.
so on. So you find that us, the current year ones, we have come in and everyone is like, you guys, no, this is not the Makerere that it used to be.
So maybe first to interject you, would you want to test the Makerere of those days, or you are contented with the Makerere of these days?
I can say both. Because the Makerere of those days was full of a lot of, leave alone the strikes bit, but there was vibe when you come to the
political part of it.
Political bits of it. I mean, the campaigns were physical, and like there was vibe. You also know what I'm talking about. But the current Makerere, it's peaceful in a way that the strikes are really, really, can I say not there, or they are minimal?
I don't know.
So you find that the current Makerere and the old Makerere all are good, but then it's find that the previous picture that we had about Makerere is not the same as the one we have currently, in a way that some things have changed. But then when we talk about the legacy thing, is that so long as you know the history of the university or the organization that you're dealing with, it's much more easier for you to take up a part or a role in saying that you're working on something.
Okay.
Then maybe the other thing is still on the issue of legacy. You cannot do it alone. It will involve you to have some engagements, like you go an extra mile to find out what can I really do. If this is what I want to do, how will I do it, and who will help me? Who are the people whom I can engage to see that by the time I leave Makerere, be like, Innocensha is fully remembered in Makerere for doing this and that. Yeah, thank you so much. And as we keep interacting,
this is going to be very, I'm telling you, it's very, very interesting. Anyway, thank you so much, my brother Lenny. That is Leonard, streaming all the way from Tororo. Thank you so much, my brother. Great for me, my brothers, and and a priest in the seminary, and I love the fact that you're following this show. I appreciate Leonard Owinjo. I love you so much, my brother. But meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen outside who are listening to us, please make sure that you put in your thoughts about this topic of discussion, because I'm telling you, I have bright and brilliant gentlemen and ladies right here with me who are helping me dissect this topic of discussion as far as students' interests here in Makerere University concerned. So thank you so much, Honorable Atiang. I love calling people honorable, so don't feel offended, because that's where I find peace, like addressing people, okay? So
You're
don't feel
welcome.
offended.
It's
So let me get straight to Mr. Honorable Kennedy. How does it mean to build a lasting legacy in a university, and how would you prioritize it as you'll be speaking for the people of Corners, you know? Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the question. As a person, I believe in Christ. I
Oh.
believe in Jesus. I believe in the fact that through Jesus we receive the Holy Spirit. And I cannot lie to you that when we are from senior 6, we come to university. Okay, yes, Makerere chooses you. I went to Nkrumah. Those guys of Nkrumah said Nkrumah chooses you. I can as well say Corners chose me. But what I can say is when I go back to my theme of Christ, I believe when the Bible says Jesus portrays a lot of servant, he says a leader should be a servant. And today's leadership, to build a legacy, we see that people like Solomon, people like David, they left legacies. According to the Bible, they left big legacies. But these people were servants. They served people according to their best knowledge, but they based on the fact that they believed in God. So me coming here to Makerere, I cannot say that I really wanted or hoped to be a leader that I hope to be today. But I know that when I prayed and went into this, I got the ability and the confidence to engage into leadership. I think the first time I got the courage is the day I stood up to be a class representative, and then I was voted, and then I went to Nkrumah, and then I was like, wait, maybe this is what I have to be.
So a step at a time makes a
Yes,
difference.
yes,
And that's why you
But-
find your vigor.
yes.
I love that.
But I know the confidence comes from my belief in God, because I know that I talk to people, and then the more you talk to people and engage with them, your name gets into their head. Here we are talking about legacies, and legacies, maybe we can say Corners has been a legacy, but you as a person, how have you built your own legacy that when you leave, after 10 years, your name can be mentioned to someone studying at Corners that, hey, Chaze was here. And that is the legacy. But what are you known for? Because in English, there is a word called notoriety. Notoriety comes from the fact that you're notorious. So you can be known for bad things. And that is being popular for bad things. Like that guy is to take drugs. That guy is to be the most polygamous. And that can be
You're known for things that
those
Okay.
things. So that is you can build a legacy on that. But some of us want to build a legacy that we found weaknesses in the leadership of Makerere. We found it changing, that there are no physical campaigns, there is no this, there is no that. And through the guidance of the Holy Spirit, I believe we are going to of course, I'm not here to disobey what Professor, Chancellor, or Vice Chancellor Nawangwe says. Because at the end of the day, he's done to make the policies. But I am here to use what I have today, because today I don't have physical campaigns. Today I don't have the ability to go and strike without consequences. But I can speak. They won't take away my ability to speak. I can engage in the politics actively.
When you talk about speaking, it is interesting that we have a law student here. She's going to tell us what Article 29 talks about as far as the Constitution is concerned. And of course, it is limitations when you're doing your freedom of speech thing.
Okay. But yes, you speak, but not in a way that you bring chaos. That you're going to inspire chaos in people. Me, I'm after unity. Bible. Yes.
People believe in the Bible. So inside here, I have even pastors.
Yeah.
Can I say so?
Yes.
Okay, together
They
now.
are inspired by the leadership of Christ, because he washed people's feet, and his disciples actually were like, "Why are you washing our
Why are you
feet?
doing this?
Why are you doing this?" But you are showing them love.
Mm.
But he showed them that I can clean your feet. I
Okay.
can be there for you. I can serve you in the manner, but I'm your leader.
At
And
the
they
end of
trusted
it
him.
all.
I'm your leader. And they trusted him with that. And I think that's how I've been able to lead.
Okay.
my people at Kona.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Kennedy, for that kind of a brief and interesting conversation as far as the first question that cuts across was concerned. Now, let's get straight to the other brother from the other side. The same question, how does it mean to build a legacy in university politics, and how would you prioritize it, given the fact all of you are first-year students who are actually passionate about leadership and building legacy right here and also outside there? How would you prioritize it, and how does it mean for you to build it?
All right. So thank you, Mr. Ray. It's such a great pleasure to be here. You know, this is my first time to be hosted at the best online radio, Infinity.
Then that
So
is
I'm
good.
so glad to be here.
For us in Infinity, we say your happiness is our pleasure. So as long as you're happy, then we are pleasured.
I just request you to keep this up, you know. It's very interesting. It catches the vibe.
Remember, I told you this is the most serious show everywhere that you go, because we deal with the issues that cut across not only in Makerere University but also issues outside there, because what happens here is a replica of what happens outside there if you talk about politics and stuff. So straight to our question.
Yeah. So speaking about legacy, a lot have been said by my colleagues here. So I'm just adding a voice to what has been said. You know, legacy is what lives in the records. What do you leave back after you leave the campus? So what we need is leaders who are brave enough, you know, to innovate, who are ready to listen and learn, and who are determined to make the guild a true representation of our collective hopes and dreams. So the challenge we have today now, we as leaders, is to engage the community, to show genuine commitment to fairness, and to lead by example. What we can do now is to engage the community, not to encourage making decisions behind closed doors. So how will the people you lead know about the decision you've taken? So we need to encourage community engagement, having dialogues, conversations, engaging in collaborations. In that manner, we are able to build a legacy as we are really trying to define it.
Okay, that is very nice. I don't know. You guys are leaving me just speechless because I really didn't see this coming. But I love the fact that you guys had a very good, interesting kind of a research as far as this topic is concerned. Because whatever you're discussing here, I must say people who are listening and somebody says here today's presentation is really massive. Thank you so much for following. And I really love the fact that you are engaging in this kind of a conversation which cuts across not only in university politics but also outside here. Remember, it's 9 minutes to the top of the hour. That is 1 p.m. and we are still going on. I still have my good people here. So if you're listening in from wherever you are, make sure that you engage with us in different aspects as far as this topic of discussion is concerned. Yeah. So I still have my beautiful and handsome men here. I want to go straight to Honorable Atiang. First of all, I want you to tell me, how can you, each person of us here has gotten ambitions, personal ambitions. But then how would you balance, as a leader in the university, how would you be in position to balance your own ambitions and the needs, your ambitions and the needs, yeah, to create that sustainable legacy for the institution, looking at Makerere? Because you have your own ambitions, but there's also what you have to do for the university as far as leadership is concerned.
Thank you so much. About that, of course, at personal level, every other person has what he or she wants to have at the end of that day. But then where you are, they also expect you to at least have something for them. So personally, currently I'm a class representative and also the representative at college level for the government students. So you find that in a day, being a class representative by the at Makerere, it's the most hectic thing. I feel even the guild president does less. Seriously, being a class representative is very hectic.
First of all, are you all of you are you all class representatives by any chance? You're not. Then you're the only woman out. But then you may not understand what they are talking about. When you talk about the role of a class representative, it really hits me because at certain point I have also participated in that as a class representative. So continue, madam.
Yeah, so as that, you have to, of course, the class representative bridges that gap between the students and the lecturers. So you find that in your times, you might be down, but then the class is expecting to have a response from you about something. So you find that you have to provide an immediate response to that, and leave alone the class. You also have your own things that you have to attain by the end of the day or by the end of the week, the month, or whatever period of time. So you find that as a person, I really have, can I say, principles that do govern my life, that if at all something is not matching with what I have as a principle, I definitely don't go about it and I don't do with it. And then at the end of it all, you find that if you really stick to your principles as a person, then you can see how the other engagements or the other things can fit into your schedules. So the thing is, in simple terms, about the personal ambitions and then the other, let me say, the leadership ambitions and something. It's all about you. It starts with you, and it starts with you knowing what you are, who you are, what you want, and how you go about it.
Okay. Wow, that is a very insightful kind of feedback coming in from Honorable Atiang. She has given us how she balances her ambitions together with the interests of the university or an institution from wherever. For those ones who are listening to us and they're not in university, like different institutions, secondary life, what and stuff, it cuts across. Because when you talk about university alone, you may be like, maybe these people. For us as Infinity Radio, especially the talk show, we bring in the topics or issues that cut across, either in the family whatsoever, because we are talking about leadership. Even in the family, there is a leader.
True.
And most times, somewhere I was watching a certain video, and some lady was like, if it means being a leader, I don't want to be a president of the country, but I want to be a leader in my family. How? By being a prayer warrior. But anyway, thank you so much, dear listeners, and those ones who are streaming live. Someone says she is 100% a true class rep. She's 100% true. Class reps do a lot, and they deserve more. Thank you so much for that feedback. And I have a feeling at the end of it, Honorable Atiang will share the number, and you better get that number so that you will be in position to ask her what the class reps actually do and what they need. I'm kidding. But we are going on with our program. Let me ask this other lady on my left right here. Like, in a university, we have the constitution. Can I call it ethics? I can put it as in ethics. But the other side, politically, you can call it a constitution. So, what role do you think these values, like the roles, do values, like do these ethics do in building legacy for the leaders, as like for you as a leader? Imagine you're 92nd guild, and you have to follow the ethics or the constitution in your dealings as far as the university affairs are concerned. How will this constitution help you to build a legacy?
First of all, thank you for this opportunity. About how a constitution is a set of laws that govern a certain society. And thankfully, that's in line with leadership is something that you have to uphold the principles that constitution sets out. Failure to do that, it becomes unethical, because there are things the constitution calls out for, like their objectives, aims and objectives set out in the guild constitution. values of the Constitution that call out, that is Article 7 of the Makerere University Student Guild. They call out for a democratic university, honesty and innovation, equality and equity, justice, accountability and transparency, service beyond self. And truthfully, some people have engaged with some people and they are really saying the former guild, for example, when we're in the first semester, most of them were just office holders. We can't predict what the 91st guild has for us, but some of them are just office holders. But back to, I have a quote by someone.
Translate. Some of them are what?
Office holders.
Let me quote that one.
Sincerely,
Office holders in quotes. Like, I want you to shed in some light. Office holders. Like, that works just to hold the position or being in power, but in actual sense, they nothing.
They do nothing. We shan't really.
This is serious.
Tetuja basalira musango, we really don't know what goes on in their lives. You meet someone, they're like, but we really tried the fees policy. They allowed in you guys with at least 60%. They begin saying the little they have done. But sincerely, when they're here campaigning people, we should really take in people who are far beyond their ways, who are far beyond with just spelling out manifestos, and yet they are really going to do nothing. As a year one, I have some quote here that leadership is not about the title or power. It's about the impact, influence, and inspiration. We have many challenges. I, for one, I am really perturbed about the monopoly of the food, the catering service in Makerere. I really don't know what they should really do. I am a resident at Mary Stewart. We are depending on Mama Kenny, but the service, the food is really bad. The quantity, the quality, I am not really. Yes. In addition to that, the Minister of Security, the 91st girl, should work about the lights. We really don't know whether because they changed the yaka to the light, we really don't know what's happening, but they should work about the light. In addition, there are other pressing academic issues. I really see what our class representatives do. They really need more flowers. They really need more favorable, yes. And another thing, academic freedom. Freedom of expression. We are facing a crisis at law school where our lecturers are leaving because they are not able to express themselves. I really don't know about other courses, but they are really leaving. You set a paper, then after a vice chancellor, a speaker of parliament calls you in. Why are you doing that? And I have seen someone being suspended for speaking out. It was the hunger issues of last sem of government students. The lecturers are given warning letters. We are given suspension letters. We as students, we really don't know what. But in line with you asked, how can you build a legacy? It's all about rule of law, know the provisions and put them into practice.
Okay,
thank you.
That is very interesting. I love the ending part of it. Know the provisions and put them into practice. Yeah. But then I have the other aspect before you give up the microphone. Look at the situation whereby, sincerely speaking, okay, without trying to bring things down, but somehow the constitution, either in Uganda or even in Makerere, I don't think whether it is either respected somehow. So you may be in position of your provisions that you really know can govern me in one way or the other, but they are not respected. How will you go by that?
First of all, this Makerere Guild constitution, it really sets out the rules and everyone has a part to play. To uphold it. They set it out, the university council has something to do. You, the guild government, you have to do something. You have to be effective, efficient. But in situations where indeed you know the provisions but you're not late, or you're the person, you don't put them into practice, I think we really need, because that's what is happening in our Uganda. It's prayers, because you can't say because
Did I say prayers?
people, yes, people are well aware of the provisions in the constitution, but some people it's just choice. They are not ignorant, but they choose to do unlawful things.
Wow. It's okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Sarah, for giving me that kind of a great kind of information or in-depth information as far as constitution affairs are concerned, because I also love the fact that you try to compare it with the outside world, because that's exactly what happens, and what happens there at the very beginning. I say it is a replica of what happens outside here. When you look into the politics that happens here is exactly what happens outside there. I have a message coming in from one good listener, or a viewer, or a streamer. He says, totally, there is lack of freedom of expression at all colleges. How can student leaders cope up with that issue into positivity? I think you can answer that. Given the fact that you're the one who has been speaking about the policies and stuff, the constitution. Now, as a student leader, how would you cope up with such a situation whereby you're trying to advocate for the students to have their freedom of speech, though it has the limitations in one way or the other, but then it's an inherent right.
Yeah, it's not. You
Absolutely.
You can't bargain.
It
such
came
a
by
right.
God.
Yeah, it's just inherent. Freedom of expression is something someone shouldn't sit down and there is a dialogue, bargaining. Oh, there is no need to bargain. It's inherent. You know, it is a right, and for example, the university council, the vice chancellor, has an obligation to let it be. You know, where I think we have to go now an extra mile. I think I really don't know that it's right to go to courts of law, but I really find it's the right way, but we have to first exhaust the local remedies. Like, if we really, our leaders try dialogue and they try talking with the university council, they try talking to the vice chancellor, they try all means. First of all, they refused riots. I wouldn't call for violent ways, you know.
Okay.
Because some people say if peace fails, let violence prevail.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me get back to you later on, Honorable Sarah, because you really have some good information to tell us as far as law is concerned. Let me get to Honorable Kennedy. What strategies can a leader use to encourage interdisciplinary collaboration and knowledge sharing?
Thank you very much. Now, I think that the entire thing is leadership. When we are making our manifestos, we say impossible things. You know, we bring out impossible things. I personally, you said we should compare outside world to here. We see MPs, for example, MPs compared to DRCs here. Now MPs go out there and they try to bring out policies. We are going to construct roads, we are going to construct hospitals, we are going to construct schools. The previous MP said the same, and it happened. But in the same constituency, there is rubbish, a lot of rubbish. And I'm sure the money used to construct roads is far more than the money can be used to buy rubbish pits, to pay staff to clean the garbage, these things are called trenches, the sewage trenches, all that, to clean that. Because we see the issues here and why you say all these areas that are dirty, infested with rubbish. These things are very easy, just community engagement and, you know, empowering people and find policies that can clean the rubbish. Cheap things. But we go to constructing roads, of which money is issued by someone we don't see. And that is where it begins from. Now, if we are being to strategize and have leadership that can actually have collaborative and, engaging with students there, it means that you have to come up with possible resolutions to possible problems. Because I'm not going to come here and I'm going to lie to you that, okay, I'm going to go and have a policy that is going to go against someone in charge, like vice chancellor, maybe, you know. End of the day, is going to win, because I have a parent who expects me to actually academically be excellent. And end of the day, I'm not going to go away from what my parent wishes because I want to change my career. But I can do the possible things. The possible things are you go and engage with students, bring out change that can actually happen. Change that can actually happen. But I did not find wall clocks in examination rooms. But people are told to remove their phones, remove the smartwatches, do all these things. Someone has to rely on the lecturer saying 20 minutes remaining to actually time for them. So
Just remind the lecturer.
hey, how much time are you remaining with?
Anyway, thank
These
you. So let me get back to you. Where you're going. I'll get back. I need to get that aspect of it after a shorter while. But anyway, thank you so much, Jovi Sovi, for following. She said, hello, we are on as a 90-second. Thank you so much for representing us. I don't know something is cooking, and I swear before this day ends, I will be in position to know what exactly is cooking right here in the 90-second, because it's not the first time I'm actually hearing what the 90 seconds somehow. Can't even resty. Okay, I'm kidding. But anyway, let me get it to Honorable Atiang. With interest of time. After that, we shall get a short commercial break, and then we shall continue with our program. Now, I want you to tell me, as a university leader, how will you be in position? What can you put in position to foster the culture of innovation and entrepreneurship on campus? And then why I asked that question, because at the end of it all, I want you to tell me. I've been hearing the 90-second. What are your interests in the 90-second? That's why I put in that question for you.
All right, thank you so much.
Hope I've not complicated everything, but exactly, our people outside there want to know. I have a question about that.
Thank you so much once again. The host wants to kill me, but it's okay.
Today I got her here. I swear, I got all these people here today, and all of them, I've gotten their full doses. I swear. But let's go on.
Okay, talking of... okay, let me first leave your side of the 90-second that I will come in later. I shall unveil it later on at the end of the day. So talking about innovation, yes, as a university leader currently, I'm glad I've served in the 90th Guild House. I'm serving in the 91st, and I'm hoping to serve in the 92nd Guild House. Still as the 90th and the 91st. In the 90th and in the 91st, as a class representative, but then in the 92nd, we are coming, shall unveil. So talking about innovation at university level, or university level, but even to the outside world, it is something very good. And with this generation that we are in, right now everything is about IT.
Yeah, sure, that is true.
It's all about IT. So as a leader, right now or in any other place, we are looking forward to, or we are doing the campaigns, or something to do away with paperwork that is everywhere right now. So innovation is more important, or it's more valuable, or seen in a way that we need to work on our technology, the means and the medias that we use. And as a leader currently, like at Makerere University, you find that everything has been turned to virtual. You get? You find that our campaigns, our elections, and most of the things that happen at Makerere University are online. Not unlike the other days whereby you could come, maybe if you want to drop an application, you come here physically, drop the letter. But now, wherever you are, you can do it. You do it from wherever you are, and so long as you know that this is where I'm submitting this to, and that and that.
So are you trying to tell me that that kind of culture should be revived, or we should continue with that, given the fact that we are trying to embrace the digital kind of era?
I wouldn't say that I would love us to go back to the analog bit, because you know that Gen Zs, no. So you find that as the youth or as the students, we just have to embrace that change and see that we are really seeing all possible ways that we are not left out. You get? We don't have to be left out, but then we have to just abide by it and see that at the end of the day, we are not left out and we are in the system.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's very good. But then now, before we get into a short commercial break, there's the other last question that I really need to know. You're not going to dodge it. I got you. I told you by the end of the day, by the time I leave these studios, I will be having 100% full knowledge. So that if it is cooking, I also be part of the cooking. Because there's why I trust my cooking skills.
Okay.
Most of my friends call me actually Chef Musa. Some of them.
Can I really trust that?
That's why not. Try me.
Oh, okay. About the 92nd Guild House, I'm looking forward to coming in for the GRC at school level.
Corners.
No, that is School of Business at Cobhams.
Cobhams.
Yeah.
Oh, our dear listeners of Cobhams, I really know that you are live listening to this brilliant leader here trying to give us the deliberation of this topic tonight. And I must say, you are in the right hands if you really be in position to give, pay a bit of a good or listening ear to whatever she puts on board. Because to me, I must say, it's some bit of brains here. So anyway, we have a message from people don't do this. Let's first go for a short commercial break, and we come back and we shall be in position to read these other messages that have been popping right here. But remember, it is 14 minutes past the hour over, and that is 1 p.m. and we're still going up to, of course, 2 p.m. I still have a group of my good honorables here that are helping me to dissect this topic of discussion for the importance of students right here in Makerere University as they build redefining the leadership, building legacy, influence, and of course the other innovation part of it also. For now, let's get in for a short commercial break and continue with our program. Ciao, ciao. Dear listeners of Infinity Radio, I'm still telling you this is a talk show, of course, every Saturday from the hour of midday to 2 p.m. And of course, your Raise UG here driving you straight up to 2 p.m. Time we check, it's 40 minutes to the top of the hour. That is, of course, the end of the show. And I'm telling you, we are still locked right here. Do not touch your dial. Engage with me. And we have this topic of discussion today, which is redefining the university leadership and building legacy, innovation, and the influence right here as far as university politics or university living for the students are concerned. And I told you earlier on that this is not only for university student but also for the people outside there, because whatever happens here is a replica of exactly what happens outside there. And I'm still telling you that I have a group of people that are discussing with me a few things here, but I'm telling you it is very, very interesting because they have the real knowledge of what it means building a legacy, being innovative, and of course being a person of a figure of influence to others as far as politics and also the other aspect of life is concerned. Yeah, so so straight away, let me get it to, I welcome you back from that short commercial break. Let me get to my honorable right here. He's going to tell me as a leader, and you said you are a class representative, and currently I have a feeling that you don't have anything to do with the 91st leadership, or maybe unless you have any other positions outside there, maybe in associations, what and stuff. Maybe your girlfriend is a GRC because the way you're smart, maybe it is influenced by somebody. So you may be in position to tell us that. So I want you to tell me what challenges the university leaders face in their bid to build innovation, culture, and legacy. Because somebody here, I was telling you before, maybe before you answer, that question actually aligns with a message that came from somebody here and tagged Omukuru. He put actually, he showed us what was in his manifesto, like social events, cooking and restaurants, policy reviews, consulting students fraternity, I don't know on what, then march to parliament. That is what that's what was on the agenda of one of the biggest people as far as Makerere University leadership is concerned. Now he says down there that this was some of the issues in our guild president's manifesto. It had to return the return of meals to campus. I want to know is it achievable? Like now, the second 90 second is cooking. Like when you look at this kind of a manifesto, and we look at returning of the meals in university, is it achievable? That's what he wants to know. But anyway, that will be a question for somebody else. Let me first get the challenges the university leaders get as far as their bid to try to innovate or put in place the culture of innovation and legacy.
All right, thank you, Mr. Reyes. So let me go straight to the point and hit that hard nerve. The problem, first of all, is the leaders themselves, the people who pose as leaders, yet they are real politics. The difference is that politicians are more concerned about the next election. So now, for example, our current GRCs at different schools, different halls, they are nowhere to be seen, yet they were on our nerves. Vote for me, advocate for me, do this. Right now, they are nowhere. Even if you have his or her number, no replies. I think they blocked us. So they just view our status. They are in our class groups, but they don't respond to our calls. So right now, the big problem is we have politicians in office. They are minded about the next election, not service to the people. Number two, they are preoccupied with promises. They are not driven by purpose. So they make a lot of empty promises, which my colleagues said they cannot fulfill. So maybe that's why they feel shy to come to us. So that's why they hide in the offices, take snaps, be on internet, At the end of their regime, there is no service that's taken to the ground people. Then another challenge will come in now, that they don't engage the students. We elect them to represent us, but they don't reach us when there is a hard decision to make, a very serious issue. That's why we face challenges that students are dying of hunger, because our leaders don't know what's on ground. They just sit in the offices and take the they enjoy whatever fancy thing is there. So what we are going to start with as the 92nd house is to engage each and every student of our university. Should be part of leadership, should be part of the governance. Everybody should be consulted. So, Mr. Reyes, what I'm trying to emphasize is whatever we can think of to achieve at our mighty hill is achievable, provided that we work as a team, both leaders and the students. Okay. Then we come to the administration.
All right, thank you so much, my brother, for that insightful kind of communication, and of course answering a question directly in one or the other, and also bringing some bit of history here and there. And how do you say that politics? Politicians? So they're politicking. Okay, let's go there. Anyway, thank you so much, Sir Douglas, for always following and engaging in this kind of conversation. Jovi Sovi, thank you so much. Lenny and Mene, thank you so much for following this talk show, because as I told you earlier on, this is not just a talk show, but it is something that actually helps us in one way or the other to gain ideas as far as this life is concerned, both outside there and also inside here, because we learn one or two. That is Sovi Queen. Thank you so much for being a very good listener. We appreciate as Infinity Radio, and of course the Toko Show crew. We really very, very much appreciative. Okay, so let me get to Honorable Sarah. Yeah, Honorable Sarah, we are looking at we are still in the leadership innovation and influence part about it, because all I know, we can all agree that once somebody has the power, the authority, then automatically there is the influence part of it. You're influential figure. So many people would want to have your call, your number, and you'll have so many engagements here and there. I don't know what that look is all about, but let's go like that. You're not ready to give out the call. I mean, the phone number. You should do that at Young. Honorable at Young, please make sure that you give that contact out to the people who would be in position. Don't be like those ones your neighbor has been talking about. We just go to the office and start taking snaps for them, so being on social media and forgetting the role that has taken them right there. So to remind you, today I have a group of people represented here, different colleges represented here. We have Honorable Innocencia, Anna Atiang, that is Cobams. Cobams here in the right hands with Atiang right here. Then we also have our brother from Corners, and also we have Chiaze Kennedy also representing Corners, and then we also Nasuna Sarah representing the students. Those are the land friends, not so? Those are the Lanty friends. So now let's get to Honorable Sarah. Like, what role should the leaders play in promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion on campus? As a 90-second, what role would you want to play? Like, okay, we are trying to cheat into your manifesto in one way or the other, because this acts as a platform. People actually are listening to you. Yeah, people are listening to you. Yes, thank you so much, Honorable Arafat. We appreciate. People are listening to you. So, what would you be in position, and especially those people from School of Law? What role would you put in place, or would you play as a leader in promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion on this campus?
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. That's a good question. I, for one, in the 92nd Guild House, I am interested in GRC, Mary Stewart Hall. Inshallah, 93rd.
Listen. First of all, you have a vote already from within. Remember, who are you to be blessed like that? So you have already one person who's going to help you look for the votes for that. Thank you so much, Honorable Atiang, for being that honest. Please do not change your mind if that day comes, because she should be a plug for you.
Inshallah, when time allows, 93rd Guild House, I come back for GRC School of Law. School of Law, please remember me, 2027 stroke. I, for one, I have really good ideas for both halls of residence, schools and colleges, for equity, inclusion, and diversity. For my school, we really need to work upon our confidence. People have really good ideas at School of Law, but the confidence to come up, speak out, some people really do not want the speech, but they are good at actions, and I've read, like, you shouldn't wait for the title, you shouldn't wait for the designation. You see a challenge, for example, there is a very good fellow student, a fellow year one, who really saw toilets in the new building are going to be closed. Why? People are misusing them, The administration and the cleaner said, if you are not careful, we shall close this night. The other options are really what? The person, let me record that and talk about, you shouldn't wait for a title, to influence, impact your society. You should, first of all, to talk about equity, inclusion, and diversity. The Molugani, okay, consideration in English, consider, beyond self, I'm a rota, you have to, and do not discriminate someone, if they fall in your constituency. Actually, not only mind that I'm a GRC of Mary Stewart only, I'm a GRC School of, if something is pressing and we are all Macares to our family, please, people, come up, speak up, be influential, be impactful, In addition to diversity, inclusion, and equity. For example, problems in homes, and any other problem, so people residing in. Sometimes go an extra now and posts. Talk to the people responsible. The assist are silent after we are accumulating somewhere, So I am
Wow. I love the call for action. That ending part of it, the call for action. Please, the 91st Guild. For those ones who are listening for the 92nd, 91st, from wherever you are, if you've had this call for action, then please do something, because these people actually seem to be interested in your help. So, Sir Douglas says, yes, Honorable Sarah, I have liked your view on upcoming politics. Wow, you have a point. You have somebody. Hope His Excellency Basarira Ismail. Hope His Excellency Basara is our mentor at School of Law in politics field.
Thank you so much. I would like to give my flowers to Basarira Ismail. I don't know whether you are on or not, but that is a true leader. I, for one, even after actually he didn't lose.
He won your hearts.
There is something about Basarira Ismail that regardless, yes, I was doing things so that I get this top political position, he remained in things. He's someone you can find still. Yes, there is something for this. He is present in, for example, fellowships, things concerning School of Law. Regardless of not being a leader, he is still there for people. He is still visible in our eyes. He is still influential. For your own information, Basarira Ismail needs to be given his flowers. People, please respect him. Do not make fun of him.
That is interesting.
Basarira Ismail
is a leader.
He is a leader.
Not a ruler.
Thank you so much.
Not a politician.
Yes.
We guys, I love it. Why have we all come up with that one response at the same time? Not a party. Anyway, let's go. Anyway, thank you so much, Honorable Sarah, for that kind of conversation. I really appreciated that. I love the fact that you're speaking with vigor and a feeling of understanding what exactly you're talking about, which is very interesting. And also the call for action, I really think the 91st will do something as far as attention is concerned. Then the other aspect of it, Basarira, wherever you are loved regardless of the consequences that came up in one way or the other, but they believe you are a leader. And of course, to our dear brothers and sisters outside there who are looking forward to becoming politicians or leaders outside there, not only university, or even in the family or church or wherever, make sure that you become a leader, not a politician. Thank you so much. You are still going on 37 minutes past the hour of 1 p.m. and we are still going with our program. Of course, the talk show right here with Cause Raise UG with a great team of intellectuals right here. And I really appreciate them for always being so smart, first of all, both in mind and also down here on Cloud's part about it. So for those ones who have been positioned to give us calls, you can give us a call on WhatsApp or just keep your messages engaged here and we'll be positioned to share them with the public because it is interesting. The weather is very interesting. Yeah, today is a Saturday, it's a weekend. Do not but remember, it is a weather for tea, not for two, okay? Because unless you're ready to buy the already. I wanted the Honorable Atiang to complete it, but anyway, since she has not, let me also end it there. But anyway, let me get to my Honorable Kennedy. How can leaders create a positive and supportive work environment that fosters collaboration and innovation here in Makerere, given the fact that as a second, 90-second is cooking, and I trust and I have a feeling that you should also have your own ambitions and interests as far as the 90-second is concerned. At the end of this presentation, you're going to tell us what your interests are, and also try to relate it to the role that you can, what you can use to create a positive change in that position, in case the 90-second people, I mean the leaders, the students, or wherever you'd want to represent, in position to entrust you with the opportunity. Okay. Peacemaker. Not to fish men. Who are you as a human being not to fish men in the 90-second? Who?
Actually, trust power. They're gonna take you there in 90 seconds. Now, they determine the 90 start. Now, first we are year one. How we are collaborating the year two and how we are going to be politically standing next time. Year ones are going to come and find us already in political position. This person is standing here. They have to read and they have to promote you. They're going to be like, this guy is a good guy. Because year ones are not even after had any chance to share with you. But the year twos have seen you. The year threes have seen you. Other people have seen you. That guy is a good guy. Year one to end. So now, me and the year one, my relationship with year two, year three, year one. Yeah,
You're asking him, me or okay, ask a random question. No, but by the mere fact that you hold the position that your people that you represent take you for a leader, I've witnessed somewhere, somehow, whereby the class also turns against you, and you feel like you're alone. As far as politics is concerned, I always told the people outside there, and also colleagues of mine who come to me asking for help or support, I tell them, like, you see, personally, I can give the support.
But this fight, is
first of
financial.
all, this yeah, that is how things be. First of all, when you get into politics, you just have to know that it is about you and you. All the other people are going to be the third parties, but everything that is going to be happening, it is you. So if you don't put in energy expecting from the rest of the people that are giving you that kind of morale, hey, you know, Haratiang, you can do this, Kennedy, you can do this, Harafat, you can do, Sarah, you can do this, those people will disappoint you at the end of it today. I, for one, I've like, I don't know what I can say about it, but I've seen few people, even the friends that they really know that these are my diehards. At the end of it all, they get corrupted. And once they get corrupted, the next minute you're going to see them post the other opponent of yours as well. Like posting the two of you, just not achieve what you were there. That one cannot make a decision anymore. So that simply means if you're interested in getting into politics, please make sure that you have to be very strong, engage in everything that you can do, speak to the people, and be real. And sometime I hosted a group of people here, and they were like, somebody mentioned of Mpankwe. I don't want. So for the ladies, that one you have to expect something of a kind, but do not fall a victim. AIDS is actually very real. So otherwise, 47 minutes past the hour of 1 p.m. We have 13 minutes to the end of the show, and I'm still here with my beautiful and handsome men right here, trying to discuss and break down, of course, issues of students' interests here. Oftentimes I love calling it national important things for students' importance right here, because when you talk about Makerere, we're talking about entire Uganda. So anyway, let's continue with our topic of discussion. Before we come to maybe a short commercial break, let me first hear from Honorable Atiang, the best practices. Like, what are those best practices that you feel can be put in place for effective leadership?
Thank you so much, our dear lovely host. Are you really lovely? Okay.
I also don't know, but let's go like
Thank
that.
you so much once again. I'm Atiang, Anna, in essential. The host is so much in love with my son name. Okay, that's nice. So the issue is on what he has asked about
The effective practices, the best. What are those best practices that you would put in place as a leader to make sure that activities or your leadership as in university here is effective?
First and foremost, of course, we are all believers. We are all believers, and in one way or the other, we believe in God. We believe in Allah. You have somewhere you belong. There is some either. Okay, you believe in something religion-wise, so it's always God in everything that you're going to do. You always have to put God first. Remember, leadership comes from God. Yeah? So now, about that, personally, or with any other person, we have to be selfless, but then you don't have to lose yourself. You get? You have to be selfless, but then you don't have to lose yourself in the process of being selfless. So you find that you have to engage with each and everyone so well. Yeah, you make sure that where you are, you
People
at
are there.
least have people and people have you. Though you will not be so perfect, but then how you relate with people matters a lot. So one of the strategies that I can say is just that interaction or engagement with the students. When you have a position, you don't have to take it as a point of, let me say, control or rule. Yeah, so you find that currently, not only at university level or in any aspect of leadership, even in the outside world, you find that people tend to misuse the authority they have. You get? Someone takes, okay, like for my case as a class representative, I really don't think I have to act so proud, like, okay, proud about being a class representative, that maybe if I don't talk to this lecturer, trust me, you have no access to him or something. You find that some people take their positions and use them in a very wrong way that is not good, and at the end of it all, the legacy that they leave, you find that our point of legacy comes back here. How will people remember you at the end of your term or at the end of your service? You get? In case you have a bad reputation here, you'd be like, in case you're coming in for another position somewhere, not necessarily maybe at college or that particular institution. I mean, like, for example, if I'm to serve as a class representative in this term, and I leave Makerere, and maybe I go back to my home district, that is Tororo, I'd be like, maybe I want to come up for a position. But remember, Makerere has so many people. Like, you might not expect someone to be coming with you from Makerere University, from your place. But then when you come up and be like, that girl, when she was a leader, she used to do this, so and like that
person represented Tororo so well.
I'm talking about the bad part.
Okay.
I'm talking about the bad part. So you find that if at your college level or at your time of service, you had a bad image or someone is really negative about you, find that even someone whom you're going to meet and you're going to convince the person to vote for you or to have you on board will definitely change. I mean, your history here has reflected, and I don't think anyone would want to
have
take up a bad leader or a
sure.
dictator or something. But that is not the case with me. Yeah.
I love that concluding part of it.
I'm not blowing my own trumpet.
It's okay, but if you don't blow your own trumpet, who will blow it for you? They say charity begins at home. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, my dear panelists right here. And I'm telling you, I love the fact that people are actually engaging in this discussion tonight. And somebody here says, according to me, a leader is different from a politician. A leader is a person who establishes directions and influences others to accomplish goals. Yeah, my people, they are willing to be in the 90 second. I say they should be leaders, not politicians. I think there's something to do with a leader and a politician. And I love the fact that you people are trying to differentiate these two things. So my only appeal is that, please, as we are deliberating these things, there are people outside there are listening, are watching, and doing everything. For those ones who are going to catch us up on YouTube, they will also get this over and over. Hope history may not repeat. But anyway, I've got something new for you right here. For those ones, for the lovers of those ones who do like shopping online, Planet Cloth, of course, brings something very exciting for you outside there. From wherever you are, what you have to do is shop from the comfort of your home. It is open 24/7. What I mean, I say 24/7, should be understanding of from fashion to electronics of top brands. So all you have to do is to visit planetcloth.com and discover a world of products at your fingertips at lower and affordable prices. So what you have to do is shop with confidence and planetcloth.com, knowing you're getting the best deal of the newest products and perfect for any occasion. Ready to start shopping? Yeah, if you're ready to start shopping, what you have to do is visit planetcloth.com now and discover a world of possibilities. For more information, contact them on 0700155167. I said 0700155167 or 07045 903 240. I said 0704 590-324. So if you know that you're this person who actually just likes shopping at the comfort of your home, comfort of your bed, comfort of your office, visit planetcloth.com. They have a lot for you, ranging from clothes, fashion, electronics, everything, top brands, and they are cheap and of course new, and of course come with a real big deal. So we say we got you loaded. All you have to do is to be there. We have minutes, just 5 minutes to the top of the hour, and that simply means the end of the show. I see some signatures here. I don't know. I think after this I'll be going to I'll start having my classes for sign language, because I see it seems like Honorable Atiang is interested in sign language. So what are you trying to say?
Okay, as we wind up, I would just love to take this opportunity to pass on something to our dear listeners. Tomorrow, I'm inviting all of you for a youth dialogue about climate change. That is at CTF2 Auditorium. That is in partnership with the Pan-African Climate Justice Alliance and other people or other organizations like African Union, Makerere University, and others. Please, you're all invited from 2 p.m. That is at CTF2 Auditorium at Cobhams. Of course, to keep a campus at any event and active logistics in plenty. Please make your way there from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting for you guys.
After this, I'll be charging her for the advert, because I didn't see that coming. Anyway, I got all of you a minute to just say your last words. Just, in fact, less than a minute, because we have actually 4 minutes to the end of this program. So let me start with, let me start from this end. Honorable Arafat, thank you so much for coming through. What are your last words in 3 or 4 seconds?
All right. Thank you, our host for today. We invite every one of you there to join us in this movement for change, to ask tough questions, and to demand nothing less than excellency. We are here to stay. We are not going to walk alone, and we are not going back.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate the 92nd Guild House. We are cooking. Be ready to eat.
When that food is ready, we shall definitely be positioned to eat it. Your last words, Honorable Atiang? In 3 seconds.
Thank you so much. All I can say is that leadership is from God. We have to believe, and when we get into position, we don't have to be politicians or dictators, but we have to bring out the element of leadership. Thank you so much.
That has been the word of the day. Now, the last word from Honorable Kennedy.
Me, I have the integrity, be true, and believe in God and Christ. Thank you. My name is Rebecca Kennedy Chaze, and I would like to be the GRS of Konas Their School of Biosciences. And then the 92nd house is here to pass on information, because the biggest problem is ignorance. We don't know what to do when we are there, how to get there, and what we do after there.
It's okay. We shall see how the ignorance will be removed. Anyway, thank you so much, Honorable. And we have a last Honorable in 3 seconds.
Yeah, my last words, as usual, I make sure where I am, if it has failed in Uganda, that rule of law is the way to go. Can I influence? Let me try in my small community, Makerere University. When God willing, if I make it to the 92nd house, I wish to enforce Article 6. The purpose of the Makerere University Student Guild, Article 6 says, it shall be to promote and push for the interests of the members of the community. Who are the members? People are duly members of the guild by admission and registration. My last words are, if we are granted a chance to be part of the guild house, people, let us be the team with the leaders and team with the followers, the subjects who have given us chance to lead them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. That's the time we've been having, of course, your boy Raise UG, and after that we shall be, of course, be having the campus just right here in Infinity Radio. Straight away. So I've been having a great team of leaders here who are actually looking forward to having themselves in the 92nd guild race right here in Makerere University. So we had Innocentia and Tiang. Thank you so much for coming. That is representing the people of Kobams. Thank you so much. Sorry. And also had Honorable Muimbwa Arafat representing people from Corners. We appreciate. Thank you so much for representing those people. We also had people, I also had Honorable Charles Lubega Kennedy, right? Thank you so much. Also representing Corners. I appreciate. Thank you so much for coming. Also had, finally, Honorable Nasuna Sarah representing the students of School of Law. You people have been so amazing. I really had a very interesting time engaging with you. And I must say, thank you so much for coming through. We, as the talk show every Saturday, we are very excited. And today also we have a Choto fire. So we call each and every person outside there that please do not look any further, and let's be there for a Choto in CTF2. But remember, somebody here is emphasizing on logistics. Be there or be nowhere. Then for my episodes, thank you so much for listening. For those ones who've been following, today we have a TESDA cultural party. Please, let's go to DB9 and I'll be there hosting that event. Of course, it's going to be very, very massive. Right after this, I'll be just going to change and put on a kanzu. You don't even see me. So be there or be nowhere. Thank you so much. Ikatunga kere no palisa teso kere yala manganyu ni yesi do de bala alimoki ni be lola para na arasa para shakany olapa no ngane okaru na kaisara no kany ilos da jauno area muno na take kere ngina rejo bana nyaritai DB9 oshepije no kalere do da nyara ntonga eskera bunere ejatuna opatuki di papero kere asota anyu no nebe elosa para a joke, because why not? Emory Akolia, thank you so much. Bye-bye.